Welcome back to Shadowline News, where we bring you the investigations that matter most. Tonight, we present shocking new developments in the Dr. Susan Kamengere case that have transformed this from a suspicious death into a confirmed murder investigation. Dr. Susan Kamengere, known professionally as Susan Toto Touch, was the chief executive officer and founder of Toto Touch Kenya, a healthcare organization focused on lactation services and maternal health. Her journey began as a registered nurse who dedicated her career to helping mothers and babies, establishing herself as a respected lactation specialist in Nairobi's healthcare community. Kamengere built Toto Touch into a trusted resource for new mothers struggling with breastfeeding challenges. She was recognized as a lactation specialist who made regular appearances on Kameme FM radio, sharing her expertise with a wider audience. Her passion for maternal health transformed her from a hospital nurse into an entrepreneur who sought to bridge gaps in Kenya's healthcare system. The 40-year-old mother had overcome numerous personal challenges throughout her life. Friends described her as a strong, intelligent, and warm-hearted woman who had fought many battles, including mental health struggles. Her resilience and dedication to her work made her a beloved figure among colleagues and patients alike. If you're finding this investigation valuable, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. More viewers help us continue bringing you the stories that mainstream media won't touch. Susan Kamengere died on July 15th under circumstances that have left her family demanding answers. The events leading to her death began with what her family describes as a forced medical intervention that violated her rights as a patient. Hours before her death, Kamengere made a disturbing Facebook post alleging that she was being forcibly injected and taken away from her home by a team of 4 medical professionals. In this post, which was later deleted, she described a terrifying experience that would become her final public statement. According to family members, Susan was allegedly forcefully removed from her Kileleshwa home and taken to a hospital where she was reportedly injected under the instructions of her husband. Audio recordings later emerged of the departed nurse complaining about being repeatedly dragged for injections without knowing what substances were being administered. The circumstances surrounding her admission raise serious questions about consent and patient autonomy. Family members insist that Susan wasn't sick and are demanding justice for what they believe was an unlawful medical intervention. The fact that she died within hours of being forcibly hospitalized has only intensified their concerns. Medical professionals are required to obtain informed consent before any treatment, especially when dealing with psychiatric medications or involuntary commitments. The allegations suggest that proper protocols may not have been followed, leading to a tragic outcome that could have been prevented. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in accountability in healthcare. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need to hear these important stories. The deletion of Kamengere's final Facebook post has raised additional questions about who had access to her social media accounts and why evidence was allegedly removed. Popular radio presenter Muthoni Wakirumba, known as Baby Top, confirmed that a post detailing Susan's last moments was allegedly deleted from her page. This case highlights broader issues within Kenya's healthcare system, particularly regarding involuntary psychiatric holds and the rights of patients to refuse treatment. The involvement of family members in medical decisions can create conflicts of interest that may not serve the patient's best interests. The timing of events suggests that Kamengere may have been struggling with mental health issues, but this does not justify the alleged violations of her medical rights. Mental health patients deserve the same respect and legal protections as any other patient, including the right to refuse treatment in many circumstances. Legal experts suggest that this case could set important precedents for patient rights in Kenya. The allegations of forced medical intervention without proper consent procedures could lead to significant changes in how hospitals handle psychiatric cases and family involvement in medical decisions. The healthcare community has remained largely silent about the case, which is concerning given the serious nature of the allegations. Medical professionals have a duty to speak out when they witness potential violations of patient rights, yet few have come forward to address the systemic issues this case represents. As we continue following this story, make sure you're subscribed to Shadowline News for updates on this investigation and other stories that demand accountability. The murder of Dr. Susan Kamengere represents a tragic convergence of domestic violence, mental health stigma, and institutional failures. Her death has sparked nationwide conversations about the vulnerability of women in abusive relationships and the need for better protection mechanisms. The case highlights how perpetrators can manipulate medical systems to isolate and harm their victims. This investigation continues as authorities work to build a comprehensive case against those responsible. The evidence of strangulation, combined with the history of domestic abuse and the suspicious circumstances of her forced hospitalization, paints a clear picture of premeditated violence. Justice for Susan now depends on the thoroughness of the ongoing investigation. Her professional legacy as a dedicated healthcare worker who helped countless mothers and babies stands in sharp contrast to the violence she endured in her personal life. The woman who devoted her life to nurturing and healing became a victim of the very system that should have protected her. Her death must not be in vain if it leads to meaningful reforms in how we address domestic violence and protect vulnerable individuals. Make sure you stay subscribed to Shadowline News as we continue following this murder investigation. Your engagement helps us maintain pressure for justice and accountability. This is Shadowline News, committed to investigations that demand justice. We'll continue following the Susan Kamengere murder case and bringing you updates as they develop. Her story reminds us that behind every statistic is a human being who deserved better. Thank you for watching. And remember that speaking out against injustice can save lives.